Hi everyone, we are doing the astrology for November 2022. I'm sure everybody is like looking at all this going, oh my God. Now, the truth is, no sane astrologer at this point would even try to predict the outcome of this election. The astrology is a nightmare from a lot of different angles. So there are so many pushes and pulls, counter punches, counter pulls, juxtapositions, squares. You start looking at all the players in the middle of this and the mix of it, and it is just a giant mess. And so any astrologer who pretends to think they know the outcome, they're lying. Okay, so this is going to be interesting because usually you can see a slant or a tilt one way or the other. And this one, there's just so many factors and they all seem to have equal push and pull. It's going to be fascinating to see what the end result is. So realize that in October, at the end of October, there was a new moon solar eclipse in Scorpio, and that Mars went retrograde in Gemini. And that sort of set the stage for the darkening light in November. If things feel a bit sticky, you are not mistaken. Much will be asked of us this month that will require us to be strong inside. There will be wide ranges of extreme emotions playing out all month. Know that some will not accept what is unfolding. Know that others will intentionally try to drag things down and slow all progression forward. The fox is in the henhouse and determined to feast. Demons are loose, turning men into beasts. This month, many will feel as if the vulnerabilities within have become exposed. Some will see how their fears have turned souls into monsters. All these things contribute to the tight conjunctions with Venus. So know that our values will be tested. While we all seek harmony, we must first start within our own homes. If we are not at peace with ourselves, then we are not much help to a world that seems bent on spinning out of control. Circumstances support us in really seeing others instead of our own selfish needs. Mars in retrograde until January 12, 2012 will make us feel huge internal pressure. Some may experience that pressure so strong that they blow, and that can cause bigger external problems in the world. Expect those that cannot accept things to take matters into their own hands. The stresses can become so extreme that those not coping well with the world's situations may begin to make a choice. Dangerous choices. And others, those choices might be to not be here at all and to leave the planet. Those with lung problems need to be especially careful this month. Just to keep things interesting, there is a lunar eclipse on Election Day, October 8th, 2022. Woohoo! That ought to get really interesting. This month, our balance seems off. External things seem to block what we need and want. The ground seems unstable. Big events with weather or through even larger personal situations will manifest. We can become emotionally overloaded as too many truths get revealed and cause a major pivot. Jupiter will go direct on November 23rd, and the chaos from the beginning of November will begin to settle down. Towards the end of the month, dreams seem to be in a better focus, and it helps build our faith and belief in our potential and the potential of our world. This can help our mood lighten and our minds feel clearer. Also on that same day, there is a new moon in Sagittarius. Our goals seem to have the potential for success, and we see things from a broader perspective. And the reality by the end of the month seems brighter. But let's take each piece at a time. Let's start with November 5th. There is a Venus opposition Uranus. Drama is the name of the game. Relationships are intense, and connections are sometimes powerfully delightful with all that energy. Expect the unexpected just when you don't want to deal with one more thing. Uranus intends to cause a game of, let's see who blinks first. Know that treachery is afoot. There are forces intentionally manipulating things on a financial level. November 8th, full moon, lunar eclipse in Taurus. Buckle up, buttercups, here we go. The emotional and financial stability is what many are after, but this day, neither seems to give us what we want. Eclipses are trying to help us see where we are in the dark about something. The moon rules the public, and I expect them to become unruly, angry, and wanting to pick a fight, which is Uranus. The differences between the people's choice and those protecting their Washington political pockets will be revealed. It will show that while the people want change, they are not ready for rapid changes. Roe versus Wade and protecting health care will be the obvious concerns of the public. Don't worry, many things will shift in 2024. At that time, nothing will stop the progression. Again, in November 8th, Mercury conjunct Scorpio, just to keep it interesting. Secrets continue to come out of the darkness and into the light. Lies flow from the honest faces of automatons that cannot see their own victimization, as they are used as pawns for master manipulators. Expect verbal and mental confusion to bombard your senses from too many angles. There will be those that jump to conclusions and make poor choices that will cause great suffering. Don't believe the rhetoric. Clear answers come slowly. See everyone who is speaking opinions. November 15th, Venus in Sagittarius. The magic that is revealed comes from the realizations that arise from the emotional encounters that most are feeling. Expect bold and brash statements that are false and flagrant. Extremes are escalating energy into dangerous places. A fire is burning, and it intends to take some with them. November 17th, Mercury in Sagittarius. Watch out for a flood of texts, emails, and social media exploding with propaganda and intentional distortion. Check the facts. Don't fall for biting hooks that are in our faces. Keep a broader view of things. Looking only at details is intentionally misleading and inflammatory. Be humble and sparing with your words. November 20th. Vesta goes into Pisces. Vesta protects the home and hearth. It shows our dedicated feelings for family and how we want to protect and defend family at all costs. We are learning to keep going and hold that sacred flame within our heart in a place where others cannot diminish its power and purpose. If you let yourself grow, you will discover beautiful things arising by the spring. November 22nd, the Sun in Sagittarius. Thank God, we enter into the season of gratitude and family, a welcome relief from all the insanity that has been unleashed earlier in the month. The Sun in Sagittarius helps us to adapt and find new ways to change. We look at the purpose that is calling us and attempt to embrace this larger picture. No matter what, have faith in yourself and make a decision to stop waiting on the world to offer a helping hand. We are all going to have to get out of our armchairs and instead walk from the numbing comfort of our past and embrace the uncertainty that is making our skin crawl. It is time to move, get active, and take a stand. November 23rd, the new moon in Sagittarius. We are asked to take a look at our world with unveiled and different eyes. Embrace the gifts offered and stay open to our ability to find a path through the dark days ahead. Believe in yourself, and regardless of the challenges of your path, you will succeed. November 30th, retrograde Pallas goes into Cancer. Pallas is the artist. She is the creative muse that is within us, that understands justice and what is right. Those that cannot protect justice or do the right thing are completely out of touch with her deep empathy and creative approach to problem solving. Empathy is not a weakness. It is a precious strength that is sensitive enough that it can see the current collective consciousness as a form of mass hysteria, especially when the common people move their awareness through their emotional filters and lose their ability to apply common sense to a situation. Remember that those that have trouble comprehending complex issues will lean into and activate the most drama and mayhem. Listen to that deeper voice that understands right from wrong. There is within each of us a part that knows that when some make choices that harm others, those souls are not awake or aware enough to ever be trusted. I expect the rhetoric this month to get crazy, nasty, intentionally deceptive, and overtly passive-aggressive for this upcoming election. Those who intend to misconstrue will initiate plans to conflate the masses, and they are already happening. Keep a cool head. If you know you are being used as a pawn or potentially a weapon, then you are ahead of their game. Be smarter than the egos that want to control the people through the creation of malice and mayhem. Give such souls nothing that they can hook into to pull you the way they want. You have a choice. Regardless of external situations, you are not a victim unless you allow the distorted voices to keep you unconscious, ignorant, and passive. This will be an interesting month. Those that cannot see the complexity of this month's astrology will make adamant and certain proclamations that will not be based on any reality or truthful understanding. There are angelic forces at work that shift our awareness. How things will unfold will be perfect for our next lessons to inspire a better world. Don't worry. This is what it is going to take to shift us to that next level of clarity. Thanks, everyone.